Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at more Congress rumours. We're also going to be looking at the House Financial Services Committee, what their role is and what you could potentially do as an MMTLP investor. We're also going to be looking at ticker symbol XPEV, also known as Xpeng. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a quick look at what's happening in the market. So headline here from CNBC, the S&P 500 heads to the highest close in 13 months. On optimism, the Fed will pause hikes this week. I am personally expecting positive news on inflation, and I do expect this potentially positive news on inflation to lead to a potential freeze in the increase of interest rates. That will be great news for the markets, so we will obviously wait for that with bated breath. But the next shout out here is to unusual Wales with breaking news. US Congressman Warren Davidson, sounds like a tremendous gentleman there, has filed the SEC Stabilization Act to restructure the SEC and fire Gary Gensler. So I wonder what Gary has been guilty of. So let's now have a look at a shout out to Susie, who's in anticipation of this potential new structure has come up with a quick overview of how this will look. So we could have committee members, we could have commissioners, we could have an executive director, rather than a very autocratic system where Gary is taking charge and Gary is allegedly pocketing with insider information, allegedly. So before we look at the Congress updates, I'd like to give a shout out here to my friend Buddy, who's posted an important reminder for everyone with regard to the key date tomorrow. And he's also kindly shared the link for registering to watch the live stream of oral arguments from the New York Supreme Court, Civil Branch, June the 13th, 2023, 2:30 p.m. I believe that is Eastern Time. It's case number 153819. Please go ahead and register at the newyorkcourts.gov website. The link will be available on Buddy's Twitter handle, and for people who receive that, you should get a message like this: virtual appearance view request approved. You will also get a passcode and confirmation, and hopefully once people get that, it will be good to get updates from what was said. So in the previous video, I did a look at some rumours shared online with regard to what happened in the meeting with FINRA and Congress. So what I'd now like to do is give a shout out to Junk Savvy, who's also posted here. Rumour has it that FINRA met with senior staff of House Financial Services Committee and 3 times refused to provide a share count. So I think the way I see this, FINRA are not going to provide a share count unless there is an official subpoena. It looks like for now, again according to the rumour, that Congress are asking nicely, but FINRA are not playing nicely. So if you ask them nicely, the answer is no. I think it will take a subpoena, and once they get a subpoena, they will not be able to refuse. So I think that's what it is going to take. So what I'd now like to share with you is details in terms of what you as an MMTLP investor can do with regard to the House Financial Services Committee. So remember, the chairman here is Patrick McHenry, and he has shared on the website a whistleblower form. So I think it'll be good for everybody to make some professional arguments, detailed, and it does say here on the whistleblower form, the committee is committed to eliminating waste, fraud and abuse in federal programs, and certainly we can share evidence of that. So I think the more examples of whistleblowing constructive arguments that we can share, that will be great. So let's now have a look at the committee's jurisdiction. So there are 10 points shared here, but the point that I would like to focus on is point number 9. This is where it gives them significant jurisdiction and power, certainly over FINRA, which is jurisdiction over securities and exchanges. So that is the power they have, and that is the power I believe that FINRA will be dreading, certainly if somebody has the courage to use that, and hopefully they do. And finally, a shout out here to Sway, who stated, if I were a member of Congress and I was not complicit, I would be standing in line to subpoena the blue sheets. I would want to know what the hell has been going on. I would really want to know what FINRA is fighting so hard to hide. So I think this is a tremendous post, and thank you, Sway, for this post. What I'd now like to do is give a quick shout out to the Discord, where in our EV stock channel we broke the news which was with regard to ticker symbol XPEV. So there was news, and this news was Xpeng was up at the time 15% as the new G6 vehicle is getting over 25,000 reservations. So that is tremendous news, and let's have a look at how this was broke. So headline here, dated 12th of June 2023, Xpeng stock pops as pre-sales for its answer to the Tesla Model Y surge. So this is good news. So Xpeng, also known as ticker symbol XEV, has reported China pre-sales for its new electric SUV offering, showing booming demand days after the EV became available. So obviously this is a stock that at one time was trading much higher than it is now, currently trading around the $10 mark. So this order for 25,000 rolled within 72 hours of the start of pre-sales of this G6 SUV, which is a direct competitor to the Tesla Model Y. And certainly I think at the bottom, one thing that I think is certainly very attractive for me for this particular car, we can see here the G6 has a 755 kilometer range and the ability to offer 300 kilometers of range in just 10 minutes of charging. So that is quite staggering. I finally like to give a quick shout out to our weekly watch list, where some of the stocks that we called out prior to trading today included ticker symbol BRZE, and that was obviously, there was earnings beat on that. Currently today that was up at time of editing 4.2%. We also called out DHC with regard to a potential merger. That was up approximately 8.8%. APRN, there was a jobs cut which leads to reduction in cost for a business. However, the stock has had a pullback. That was down 10% today. So not all calls are successful, but Sophie was another stock that we called out. It is one of the most watched stocks out there on the market. So great day for Sophie. That was up 12%. We also called out ORCL, and that also did well today. That was up 6%. And a stock that I personally invested in was ADBE. Adobe, that was currently up at time of editing about 4.4%. We are expecting earnings and a beat for earnings for Adobe, so hopefully that continues. And finally, if you'd like to get our copy of our daily stock alerts as well as our weekly watch list, details are available in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.